Guys, time for another update on the Help for Heroes drop pods. Last video I went through how we're doing the interior, so now we're on the exterior. All the exterior parts have been painted with blue, which I'm sure you didn't really know that. The blues I've used started with Angels, Blue Angels model layer. That's the first coat, so the base coat, and then it's a mid coat with the French blue, and then in with the sort of highlight Minotaur's Lagoon blue. That then gives you I think you can possibly see just the different gradients, just making it smaller each time. Obviously the first blue covers everything, the next one just pick out panels. Now I've not done very much more with this because I've not decided I'm going to finish this part yet. I want to wait until it's assembled, and then I'll probably do some weathering around the outsides of this part, in the same manner as the fins. Let me show you the fins. Right, so here we have the fin. Again, the fin done with the same 3 coats of paint. You can see it slightly better. I think you can see the different tones. Then obviously I've masked off the area, done this in white. I had initially sprayed this in the white, then masked it with the Humbrol mask oil, which is really good stuff, and I highly recommend this. But you have to be very careful using it. I sometimes think maybe too small, thinner coats than going with a thicker coat. I struggled when I started taking it off, and it was actually picking the paint off. But I have always had problems using the Tamiya grey primer. I don't know why. I'm just really unlucky. I shake it, I do all sorts of everything. It's really clean, but it just doesn't seem to grip on these plastics. It does on models, it's fine. I never have an issue with models. But then I'm not often, I suppose, picking off. Sometimes I'm picking off parts of the model doing a mask all, but no, it just... With this plastic, I don't know whether it's something GW do, whether it's a combination of the primer, I don't know, but I can, when it comes to flat surfaces, I cannot get that stuff to stick properly at all. So I had to get back in again with the white panels. I just did them with really thin coats of white paint. I think it was the Minotaur's white paint I have. Sometimes I do use the matte white from Army Painter. Again, I think I said before, I use what's ever closest to hand. I don't really have any preference one way or the other. What I've tried, obviously you can see there's some weathering on this panel here. Just some rust, dirt, I'll show you actually better on this part here. You can see what's been done. You can see that the tones come out so much better on this. Where at the corners, I think all the bits that would be hit, I've sort of dabbed on a rust colour first and then brought the silver through, using the old tweezers and some foam, just dipped in the paint and then just dabbed on all the bits where I think they would be hit, or any bits where I think rust may be required. And then from there, once that's dry, go back and use the silver paint. Sometimes get them with a brush and just pick out other bits. On this side, we've got the hazard stripes. Excuse me, I've got the cold here, and you know what it's like. Man flu can be really horrendous. The black this time, instead of going to bother of masking all this area off, I just painted the black by hand. I used the Minotaur Raven Black. It's really thin, but I actually thinned it down some more. I think there's maybe 3 or 4 coats brushed onto that just to try and get it nice and smooth. Then masked off the stripes using I think it's the Tamiya masking tape. Really good stuff. I have no fear putting that down and worrying about peeling it off and taking paint with it. It just doesn't happen. For me, it doesn't happen. But again, to paint the yellow, I didn't airbrush it. Actually, I used this method again because I find that because it's a well trodden area, I don't want to have a solid colour. I think if I do it like this over the black, you can still see the black comes through, so it makes it look worn and dirty, and you get different effects with it. So for me, I find that more realistic than painting it all black. And then come back in, you can see all the sort of the shiny metal bits there. That's just the model air metallic. Just again, it's quite good using these. You can just rub it across the top, and then dab where required. And doing that I get the result that I think you can maybe see there. I find it quite effective anyway. So that's that part done. The end part, just to try and make it different, because obviously you have a lot of metal here. That's dry brushed with Brass Monkey by Minotaur. Now, as a metallic airbrush paint, I do not find the Brass Monkey very good, but for doing this type of stuff, just using it as a dry brush medium, it works for me. You see, all these things, it's the paints that you use, you find what you get used to, you know what you're happy doing. If you get the result at the end of the day, then fine. Now, all of the panels, these panels and these panels as well, all varnished, gloss varnish, and then we had an oil wash using Winsor & Newton Ivory Black and Mig Thinner for washes. Excuse me. When you mix this up nice and thin, as long as you've got a lovely gloss surface, it just feeds in. And then the beauty of this is you go back the next day with your cotton buds and just wipe off the excess. It's fantastic. It does go into the bits really well. There's not a lot of clean up unless you're a bit shoddy. Sometimes I am. If you just take your time, it just feeds in. It's lovely. So that gives that the finish I'm after. What else do we have? We have the fin at the top. This is obviously the gun part here for inside, and then this is just all the bits outside where the engine goes. These bits fit in there like that. Obviously the yellowy bits inside and is not seen once the doors are up. The bit at the top, still, it allows you to turn that for a bit of added effect when you're playing the game. Now, I haven't actually started painting the guns yet. I have them here, and they're all magnetised, ready to go. So, not wanting to, it's not wanting to come back out. Okay, Houston. There we go. That wasn't very good. Now I'm a bit scared to try this one on it. Right way around would help. Is that the right way around? Yeah. That seems to be more stick on than magnetised. It is magnetised on. Flipping heck, they're strong magnets. What have I done? Anyway, there you go. So you can see where we are with that. We have the top part here, which fits inside. It goes on top of that bit there. I think I showed you this in the last bit, but I wasn't painted in the last video, so that just pops on top. It's a wee kind of feature inside. What else do we have? We've still got, I've painted these. These will go along the outside. I've put them on a black background. Once I've assembled everything, I'll stick them on and I'll then weather them up a wee bit, because obviously, you know, if a door's going to be hitting the ground and these are on the door, then surely these are going to be hitting the ground as well. So, but some of the weathering I want to leave until it's all assembled to make it fit better. You know, that's again, these bits are here. Oops, I'm really good at this now. You know, so there's weathering on that. There's weathering on that panel there, but there's nothing on this yet. But once I have it all together, then I will try and get them to blend. So the weatherings are similar. Okay, so there you go. We have this part as well. These will go on too, and that's obviously the guns for the rockets. So There you go guys, hopefully the next time you see these they'll be all assembled and ready to go. Take care.